Right, hello guys. Right, first off, there should just be a picture of me with the angry face, because I like that angry face picture. It really symbolises me as a person. Anyway, I want to start off with a little truth here, because, now, I'm sure a lot of you know that I'm not really a big fan of Smogon, but in reality, I don't mind Smogon that much nowadays. I mean, the website's quite good. It's an easy place to get battles, so a lot of the battlers are actually pretty good there. Some of them are a bit, yeah, I'm going to admit. But then again, I'm a bit, as well. But, it's a good place to get battles, and importantly, the sets that they actually post are actually pretty good. They've bought a lot of things out. They test it to a fault in their meta game. So yeah, I quite like that. What I really hate is what it does to people. They don't make any teams. They don't make anything original. Yeah. They just copy and paste and then go take it off and then do that and blah, blah, blah. They actually put no work into it whatsoever. And that is, quite easily shown in this little example coming up. Now, basically, a couple of days ago, some guy called Laika Boscadora, I think. So, the Japanese aggro name. I think he's called Dr. Dogtrio now. He came on and he said, I was having loads of trouble. I can't find That's My Latios, because That's My Latios is pretty good at building teams. He said, yeah, I can't find him, and I need some help building a team. So I thought, why the hell not? I'll have a go. So I did, and I suggested a few things. Firstly, I suggested Taunt Roost Toxic Gliscor, because Gliscor got Roost, but it's sort of flown under everyone's radar. Everyone's looking at Amoongus and all this crap. And while Regenerator Amoongus, is pretty good, not gonna lie, I felt, when Black White 2 move tutors came out, I thought everyone would be all over Gliscor like it's, amazing. But, personally, for me, I have never ever seen a Roost Toxic Heal Gliscor in, any of my games. And that's what I'm getting at. The whole Smogon thing is that I don't think they've updated it to have Roost, especially in Black White, because not a lot of people really caught on to the fact that you are allowed to use Black White 2 moves in Black White. In fact, I saw a guy earlier who said, I'm using Black White 2 movesets. It's like, why do you have to tell them that? You can trade between them. People should figure this out. But yeah, that's my point. So I gave him this team, and, I told him try using DD Wide Lens Salamence. He told me it was crap and an interesting idea, but was stupid. And I was like, well, blah, blah, blah. And then he came on the next day, insulted me and some friends, saying we were all nerds and whatever. And I was like, yeah, I tend to agree. I am a massive nerd, and I need to get out more. But he also said that my team was fucking shit. Now that got on my tits massively. I thought, hang on a minute, I suggested a Roost Toxic Heal, Taunt Toxic Gliscor, and an Empoleon. And Gliscor and Empoleon are like yin yang. They cover each other so well, it's ridiculous. So I was like, right, I interpret this as a challenge. I'm going to show that any chimp with half a brain can use a bloody Taunt Roost Toxic Gliscor, and that Wide Lens Salamence is actually good. And since I am a chimp with half a brain, this is a pretty good test, I think you'll all admit. So yes, in the upcoming video, while I don't accomplish half of what I wanted to go for, I do quite easily show that the other half is absolutely insane. If you can guess what half I do show is insane, have a cookie. But yeah, so yeah, we'll get into this battle. It's against someone called Mastermind, and I actually enjoyed it a hell of a lot. When you consider I haven't played for a while, I had my prediction pants on, like, right up to my nipples, so hooray! Oh, that sounded really weird. Whatever, let's get into it. Okie dokie, here we go. So yes, as I said before, this is a battle against someone called Mastermind, and he's actually a pretty chill bloke. He said I was the first person to get quite close to beating him in a long time, and I was like, well, hey, I feel slightly chuffed. Now, he has got quite the heavy-looking team right there. I mean, the Gliscor, primarily, Gastro, Scarm, Breloom, T-Tar, and Heatran. So I knew I was going to have to play pretty well to beat this out. There are a couple of other things I am using. Like I said, I'm using Empoleon. It's a Rest Talk set, because Empoleon's survivability is a little bit on the meh side. It was getting on my nerves a little bit last time I used it. So Rest Talk Empoleon, Encore Sub Zam, Scarf Chandelure, Ment, and Lead Cabalion. Anyway, so I'm going to lead off with Cobalion, he's going to lead off with Breloom, and I was like, haha, I can T-Wave you, no, but that'll be great. He is going to predict something, though, and he is going to switch out. I would have thought he'd want to go for that Spore as much as he could, but he didn't. But I go T-Wave, he's going to bring in his Gliscor. Now, this is actually a pretty good test, because this is a Sub-Protect Toxic EQ Gliscor. So it's good to see, you know, compare the two Gliscors. So I'm going to taunt him, and he can't do his shit. I am going to set up Stealth Rocks just because I want it there. I know I'm going to take 1 EQ, and this is actually max speed, max special defense Cobalion, because his defense is pretty good. It's nice and chunky, so I figured I could take 1 unless it's a crit. So there you go, I taunt the Gliscor, and now I'm going to switch into my own Gliscor. I was a little bit worried it'd be sub-SD, so he might have Ice Fang, but Gliscor's still friggin' Gliscor, so yeah, I figured I'd be okay. The only thing I'd have to worry about was if he was quicker than me, but he is not, and now this Gliscor can go for a taunt on his Gliscor, and everything's hunky-dory. Now he does have that Gastro, and that's a little bit worrying, but he is going to go into a Skarmory, as I go for my taunt, and now the Skarmory's completely worthless. What's it going to do? Brave Bird me? Yeah, fuck off, like that's really going to work. So, I don't really have much to do here. Like I say, I'm not going to touch Skarmory to save my life. I like the fact that whenever I say something like, oh, I never see people use this anymore, fucking use it, god damn it. So yeah, I don't think he's going to really sit around, so I'm going to switch out, and I'm going to go back into Cobalion, because I wanted to see if I could get anywhere, maybe T-Wave it, taunt it, I don't know. He's going to go into a Heatran, though, which is really ballsy against Gliscor, actually. I'm not entirely sure why he did that. In fact, he does it again later on. But I am going to go for a T-Wave again, I believe, just because I'm a little bit worried. I don't really want, you know, I'd rather have the Heatran slow as piss. I know, I go for a taunt, don't I? Yeah, I go for a taunt. Because this Cobalion's just meant to die. I'm not really that phased about it, you know. It's just meant to set up Stealth Rocks, taunt things, T-Wave things, generally annoy things, and just put small dents in teams, you know. Give me a feel for shit, scout a bit, you know, it's nice. But he's going to switch out, he's going to go to his Gliscor as I try and T-Wave again. I feel like a bit of a buck. Because I'm not entirely sure what he wants to do. You know, at the moment, I know what he does later on because I saw it, but yeah, I don't really want to go for a taunt. I'd rather not lose Cobalion. You know, he's at decent health at the moment, and he still has some useful applications later on, and it's a pretty good thing I did save him because he becomes a nice safety net later. I make a really dumb play. I go into Zam because I thought he would sub, predicting me to switch out, predicting the EQ, but no, he's just going to go EQ, one-shot Zam, because I was hoping I could encore him into sub and then get a sub up of my own and start doing things, but no, I waste Zam right off the bat. In fact, I actually waste Chandelure later on as well, so it didn't go well for me. But here we go, I'm going to bring in Chandelure now. Actually, I'm going to waste it right now. I go for a trick because I was expecting him to go into, say, Gastro or Heatran, or maybe, you know, sit in with Gliscor, but he's going to go into Tyranitar. I trick him. However, I really didn't think this through. Because I saw lefties, so I assumed it was going to be the usual lead shit with like Stealth Rocks, Crunch, Fire Blast, Ice Beam. I think that's what they run. I think some of them run Pursuit now, as he shows right here. As I try and make the switch, he's going to Pursuit and kill me. Yeah. So that didn't go to plan at all. I've now lost my Zam and Chandelure. Things are looking really crap at this point, I'll tell you that. I was not feeling particularly perky. I was like, this isn't too good. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do, but I need to get going somewhere. So, since he is locked into Pursuit, I can go into Cobalion or Empoleon, but I pick Mence because I've got Intimidate. And, you know, I can Fire Blast, predicting the Gliscor to come in, and I can take that shit out. So, you know, well, I'm going to 2-hit KO it, because Mence is nice and strong like that, you know? So, unless he's running Protect. But he is. But he's going to go into Gliscor now. Stealth Rocks is my bit. I go Fire Blast. Nice, you know, get a really hefty chunk of damage on him. And I know, well, just barely, I'd say, after Poison Heal, I reckon I'd make the kill. But I go Fire Blast again, and I miss. It's just like, oh, man. Damn you. I was telling him, I was like, yeah, even with wide lens, this thing still manages to miss an insane amount. I mean, Dragon Rush seems more accurate than a lot of the other shit I'm running. Either way, I don't want to sit around for that. I know I'm safe with Gliscor. I go into Gliscor, he's going to Protect. So I know exactly what he's doing. He is, well, he's not exactly like my set, because, you know, I'm not running sub... If I was running sub-Ruse Toxic, this would be awful. But here I am predicting him to switch into something, anything really, and I go EQ, and I nail the Heatran, and that made me feel good, you know? I was like, yeah! Killing a Heatran is always lovely, and I think that might have been a stealth rocket, by the way. It had lefties on it, so that is definitely very good, getting that out of the way. And Gliscor's looking pretty perky right now, not gonna lie. So, you know, he's taking hits, he's showing shit, but he's going to bring in a Gastro. And I remember a lot of people on Swampert, at least, used to run, like, Ice Beam EQ. So I was thinking, he might have Ice Beam Earth Power. I'm going to go to Empoleon, because Empoleon just doesn't give a fuck, okay? So he's going to Ice Beam, and it's a damn good thing I switched then. But I know I have to keep an eye out on this, because of Mence, as well. I don't want Mence taking an Ice Beam to the face, because he's still got a bit of usefulness left. He can outspeed the Scarf T-Tar. He can get a lot of damage in places. I am just going to go for a knockoff. I just want to see what he's going to do. He's going to go for a Scald, and he's going to get a burn. I do go Scald here, predicting a switch. I don't know, I thought I might try and nail something. I don't know. He goes Scald, and that showed me that's the best thing he's got to hit me. But I go Scald, he stays in, he gets the Storm Drain boost. Since he's going for Scald, I know he doesn't have Earth Power, and I'm not particularly worried at all. He does get a crit there, though, so he gets burn, then crit, which is just like, bleh. But I'm not particularly worried, and I'm just going to go for a rest. I'm effectively just saying, right, fuck off, I'm not leaving, I'm going to sit here till you leave. So yeah, I was in proper dickhead mode with this battle, I really was. I was just playing, balls to the wall, like, safe, really. Safe, aggressive, predictions, yeah. I actually quite enjoyed this, so, yeah. Either way, I'm just going to sit here. I'm not going to go for Sleep Talk, because A, I don't want to show it to him, and B, I have nothing to gain by going for it. I'd rather just sit here with rest. If I Scald, he's going to get another Storm Drain. I just want to show him, I ain't going anywhere, you can't touch me, so you switch first. That's pretty much my game plan. And, next turn I'm going to wake up, I'm just going to go for a rest again, and he's going to go for another Scald. So at this point, I know that he knows he isn't going to get anywhere, and with rest, I will outstall the Gastrodon. I don't use any moves for 2 turns, so I'm happy. But now I know he's going to switch, I'm predicting the switch, and I'm going to go for the surprise Sleep Talk. And guess what he goes into? He's going to switch out, he's going to go into Gliscor, and guess what Sleep Talk gets? Ah, yes. Sleep Talk, Scald, dead. That was a lovely bit of play right there. I felt I did that quite well. I'm damn lucky I got it, though. And well done, Empoleon. I mean, damn, that was good. So yeah, down goes the Gliscor, and that is a major boost for me. I've got rid of the Heatran and the Gliscor. That's 2 massive thorns in my side gone. With a little bit of prediction and a decent amount of luck from Empoleon, since it was, what, a 33% chance of me hitting Scald. But he's going to bring in Skarm. I'm not particularly worried about it. I may as well just sit here. He knows I can go to Gliscor any day. So I'm just going to go for a Sleep Talk, and I actually get Knockoff, which was very, very nice. So, that gets rid of the Skarm's leftovers, and that is crucial later on, because Gliscor outspeeds the Skarmory, so I can taunt it, so all it can do is Brave Bird me and kill itself. So that was a huge bit of luck right there. The Scald on the Gliscor and the knockoff on the Skarmory. But he's going to go for a Whirlwind and get me out, because he doesn't want me to wake up, still wants me to have the chance of getting rest. And I get Whirlwind into Gliscor. Now I Toxic predicting the switch into Gastrodon. Doesn't pay off. He is going to set up a layer of spikes. I'm not too bothered about it. I'm just going to go for a taunt now, shut him down. Again, I do predict the switch into Gastrodon. However, I did forget about the Breloom. So he is going to go into the Breloom now as I go for another Toxic. And, yeah, this bit gets a bit stally right here. So he's going to switch out. He's going to go into Breloom. And, I think I sped this bit up. I hope I did. Well, I know I speed it up later on, don't worry. Because this is where it gets a bit stally. Because I wasted my Zam and my Chandelure, I've got to play proper defensive. Yeah, now it's times 4. So I'm just going to go for a taunt. He does outspeed me. And he can't put me to sleep. He is running Bullet Seed, which perplexed me, really. I mean, Seed Bomb is the safer bet. If he was running Technibroom, Breloom, yes, Technibreloom. Yeah. Bullet Seed is a far better choice. I mean, I know if you hit 5 times, you are going to get a lot more damage than Seed Bomb, but Seed Bomb, when you're, using Spore Sub Bloom, it's a lot safer. Anyway, I completely wasn't paying attention, and I go Taunt. So, yeah, I just wasn't really paying attention at all. But luckily, he only hits twice. I'm going to get a Roost off, and again, this is just me saying, fuck off, I'm not letting you get anywhere. Gliscor can sit here all day, so he's going to go for another sub as I go for another taunt. At this point, it wasn't really necessary for me to go for a taunt, But, you know, again, I'm just playing it safe. I'd rather he didn't keep subbing up on me. But I'm just going to go EQ, and I'm not entirely sure how much damage I'm doing, but sometimes I break the sub, sometimes I don't. So I know I'm doing close to a quarter or around that. But again, Gliscor can just sit here all day. He was getting quite unlucky with the bullet seeds. Had he got a 5 or a 4 the first time round, he probably would have killed me. But oh well. It's like I said, them's the breaks, man. But anyway, I'm going to go into Ments here to get the Intimidate in case he subs again. But he doesn't. He's just going to go straight for a bullet seed. Now here, if I was a bit ballsier, I would have gone for a DD. And had I DD'd, I probably would have ended the game yonks ago. But I didn't. I go Fire Blast because I want the Brelam gone. It is going to be very difficult to get rid of. But in comes Gastro, and I get a bit ballsy here. I go Dragon Rush and hit the Gastro. I take it down really, really, really low. So that was fantastic, and things are starting to look pretty good now. I am going to go to Cobalion, because I know I can go for a cheeky close combat and hit anything he's got relatively hard, especially with the Scarm not having lefties. I can taunt that, or I can have my way with a lot of his team. He is going to go into his Tyranitar though and just sack that straight off the bat, which I thought was a bit of a waste. I know it's not going to be quick Scarf, but Tyranitar still has a useful number of, things to do. And I reckon he would probably outspeed my Gliscor. If he had Ice Beam, I would have kept it, but there you go. I mean, he had Scarm. Not that he could have done anything, but hey. Anyway, I'm going to go to Empoleon, because I want to see what he's going to do. He's going to Brave Bird me, getting him down a bit more. He can go for a Roost here. He probably should have gone for a Roost a lot earlier. It would have increased his chances. But he's going to switch into Breloom, trying to get his spot. And I'm just going to go into a Gliscor. I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to play the same game, Taunt EQ. I mean, that's part of what this is. I'm just telling him, yeah, you're not getting anywhere. You're going to need like 5 crits in a row to take down the Gliscor at the moment, mate, Jim. Especially when, he has Gastrodon, but he can't bring Gastrodon in, thanks to the Dragon Rush from Salamence. So that actually worked out in my favour. I think Salamence did okay. I'm still a bit pissed he missed the Fire Blast the first time, but again, them's the breaks. He's not getting any Bullet Seed hits, really, so it's just luck. Sod's law, really. You put something on to increase the accuracy, still misses like it's his job. What are you going to do? Anyway, he is subbing down, he's getting really low, and at this point, I pretty much know it's in the bag. I outspeed Gastro and kill it with an EQ. I'm going to kill off Breloom at one point. Scarm can't do anything because I can out-taunt it. At this point, I could have gone into Cobalion and just done it, or finished the game off, but, I don't know. The whole point here is that I'm trying to prove that Taunt Roost Gliscor is good, and as far as I'm concerned, I set out to do what I do. So there you go, a chimp with half a brain can use a Taunt Roost Gliscor. Why won't anyone else use it? I mean, I'm not saying you should. By all means, this thing is devastating. It's really friggin' good, but, and I set out with a lot of things like, I use Scarf Frostlass to kill off Gliscors, Scarf Volcarona can put a massive dent in one, but no one ever used the fucking thing, so I felt like a bit of a tit, really, like I showed up to a party that had been moved somewhere else, so, yeah. There you go. I go to Empoleon just to get a bit more damage on him. I know Taunt isn't going to run out. If it did, that would just draw the game out longer. But there you go. That's about the long and short of what I do. Eventually he's going to switch into Gastrodon. It's either now or next turn after I taunt him. Now he's going to switch into Gastrodon now. I EQ that. I actually EQ the Breloom and take that out, so I knew I was doing around a quarter there. And then the Skarmory is going to die to Spike's switch in. So, yeah, that is good game, Mastermind. And there you go, kids. Ments might not have done its job, but Gliscor sure as fucking shit did. He did his job right there. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and give him a go. He's pretty good. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Peace.